Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the E-Rena here on the campus of East Los Angeles Community College. My name is Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in to SportsNetUSA.net as we have another edition of Huskies basketball. Whether you're tuning in live or watching the replay, thanks for tuning in to ELAC basketball. We have an exciting matchup between two top teams in the state of California and two top teams here in the South Coast Conference North section, as the ELAC Huskies will take on the Pasadena City College Lancers. They're currently announcing the Huskies starters on the court, as we'll get to that in just a second. Let's go ahead and introduce both the teams while we're at it. As I mentioned, both these two teams are undefeated in conference play. ELAC enters with an 18-3 overall record, undefeated in conference play at 3-0, while the Lancers enter tonight's game with a 17-6 overall record, 3-0 in conference play. Essentially, the winner of this game controls their own destiny to win the SECC North title. Pasadena City has defeated their conference opponents by an average margin of 18 points, while ELAC possesses a 26-point average margin of victory. Last year, if you followed the ELAC team, well, it wasn't even close, as they outscored the Lancers 224-105 in both their matchups. But this Lancers program is rejuvenated by head coach Ryan Frazier, who's in his first year. He led the Mira Costa program the past 3 seasons, and if you're a fan of the Last Chance U series, you know that Coach Rob is now the head coach at Mira Costa. 20 minutes on the clock as all 10 players are on the floor for the Huskies and the Lancers. Again, thanks for tuning in to ELAC basketball here on SportsNetUSA.net. It'll be J.T. Langston tipping off for the Huskies against Nigel Wilson for the Lancers. The Lancers control. They're in their black uniforms, heading from left to right. They have red and yellow trim on the numbers and on the outline, while the Huskies are in their white uniforms with a green and gold trim, as this drive is deflected by Langston. He leads the team in blocks with 3 a game. Clock shot doesn't reset for the Huskies, and now they're heading the other way as Noel Scott on the floor with Tyrell Hunt. He gets it down low. Pivots, now kicks it around. It's an open three-pointer for Sanders. This one's short, but it's controlled by Corey Cofield. It's Sanders, Cofield, Hunt, Langston, and Scott on the floor for your Huskies as they get the first points. It's a three-pointer. They have a quick 3-0 lead over Pasadena City. Just over 19 minutes left to go in this game. First half, and this again is rejected by J.T. Langston. It was a different victim this time. It's Jaden Winfrey, the sophomore guard who attempted to drive right, got past Scott, the defender, but Langston was sitting there in the paint ready for him. Inbounding the ball is Miles Watkins. Now Winfrey, who leads the team in assists and has 6 per game as he's 3rd in the state. This one momentarily blocked by Langston again. He has 3 quick blocks, but it goes back into the hands of Jonathan Chaingang. He's the leading scorer, someone that the Lancers are definitely going to want to have to get going, as Hunt responds relatively quickly. It's now a 5-2 game. Back and forth these two teams go, as now it's quickly 5-4. Huskies going from right to left. Scott kicks it back out, now slowing down the pace. 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Rebounded and controlled by the Lancers. Winfrey kicks it ahead to Dean Abdul-Rahmin, and this one's blocked once again. The Huskies having a block party as they look to control down low. Langston gets it on the left side. His left hand is no good. Controlled by the Lancers, and now it looks like they're going to slow things down. Pasadena City, this was a program that finished 1-26 last year under an interim head coach. Ryan Frazier took over in November and has really churned things around as they get another quick 2 and take their first lead of the game, 6-5, 17:40 left to go. And on the other side, well, you know it, it's 11th year head coach John Mosley as Hunt. Fade away, no good. John Mosley has gotten this Huskies team to 9 straight playoff appearances. Looks to go undefeated in conference for the 3rd year in a row. And this one's stolen by Hunt. Hunt kicks it ahead. It's Sanders and Cofield running the fast break. Langston trailing, fading away, and he gets the 2. Nice teamwork there Coach Mosley definitely has to appreciate the passing on that fast break opportunity. 17 minutes left to go in the first half. Ooh, one too many steps. They're not going to call the bump, and that's a turnover on Jonathan Chaingang. 7-6 is the score. Again, you're tuning into Huskies basketball here on SportsNetUSA.net. I'm Noah Alvarez. Big shout out to Dan Gudino helping out with the broadcast tonight. Sanders now has the ball on the left side. Still the same starters out for both teams. Hunt now kicks it out. 14 seconds left on the shot clock. Huskies have it. Cofield going to drive middle. Mid-range jumper is good. 9-6, 2 points for Cofield, his first on the game. He was the Conference Player of the Year last season as he really turned things on late. They're glad to have him back here at the Huskies. It was a relatively young team last year, but all those young players who got great experience are now sophomores, leading the charge for John Mosley's squad. Rebounded by Cofield, and now he's going the other way with it. And he thought Hunt was cutting to the corner. He settled down in the post. It's a turnover. That's one thing to watch out for if you're a Huskies fan and if you're Coach Mosley. The last two games here in conference play against both Rio Hondo and LA Trade Tech, which you could say are inferior opponents. They got off to relatively slow starts and then pulled away in the second half, or in the second half of the first half of action, as this three-pointer is no good. Rebounded by Nigel Wilson. Wrestled it away from Langston, and now the Huskies are going the other way. There's a foul on the ground. Looks like that's going to be on Jaden Winfrey. So look for the Huskies to get off to a much cleaner start. It looked like they were playing down to their opponents when they faced off against the Roadrunners and the Beavers in their last two home games. But can't be sloppy in the start this game against a much better opponent in Pasadena City, as Hunt's mid-range jumper is good to go. He now has 4 points on the evening. 11-6 is the score. 15:30 left to go here in the first half on SportsNetUSA.net. You can see in the wide shot that there's plenty of fans here in the crowd at the E-Rena. Expect tonight to get pretty bonkers if the Huskies are in a tight game. This one over the outstretched arm of Langston. No good, and it's Scott going the other way as he looks to slow down the tempo. 15 minutes left to go in the first. Swung around, Corey Cofield from the far corner. He gets the three to go. And there's the noise from the crowd that we expected to hear tonight. They had a good turnout last Wednesday against LA Trade Tech and the Friday before against Rio Hondo. They really need the Huskies crowd to come in full force as they take on the 18th ranked team in the CCCAA. We have a timeout by Pasadena City and Coach Ryan Frazier. A reminder, you are listening to Huskies basketball here on SportsNetUSA.net. These are the top two teams in the South Coast Conference North section. As I mentioned, the winner of this game controls their own destiny to the SEC North title, a division that's really been dominated by ELAC since Coach Mosley has taken over. Since 2015-16 season, the Huskies have either won outright or split the conference title, and the Lancers have bounced around in different conferences in the past decade or so, but their last division title came in the 1999-2000 season. So it's been quite some time, as it's been since the turn of the millennium. Coach Frazier doing a fantastic job this season, though, as they look to make the playoffs for the third time in the past decade. The Huskies looking to make it 10 straight playoffs as Chaingang gets a screen. His pass is deflected out by Scott. 19 seconds left on the shot clock as it will remain a Lancer ball. Lancers in the black uniforms heading from left to right. 14:44 on the game clock, 19 seconds left on the shot clock. Still the same five out there for the Huskies. Same five on the floor for the Lancers as Langston grabs a rebound. Husky ball going the other way with it. Sanders in possession. Drives middle. Dishes it off to Hunt. He's money with that mid-range. This one was halfway down. Rims out. And now they're going to call a blocking foul. It was Jaden Winfrey trying to attack Corey Cofield. We see the first substitution of the game as Danye Lindsay, wearing number 5 for the Huskies, going to check in. Cofield takes his seat as Lindsay comes in and replaces him. Lindsay brings great energy off the bench, averaging 8 points a game, 2 steals per game too, as he's one of the 3 guards that Mosey likes to use to create a lot of defensive pressure and steals, as this step back 3 by Abdur Rahman, no good. Scott now pushing the tempo, 2-on-1, leaves it for Langston. He wasn't ready for it. Now under the paint, and in the trees of the Lancer defense, he's able to get the layup to go. And one opportunity, he was able to draw contact. "14 minutes left to go in the first half, and the Huskies have started this game off strong. It's a 10-point lead, 11-point pending the free throw. Three-point opportunity is good by Langston. Here's some full court press, which we typically see often by Lindsay when he's in the game, coming off the bench. Again, you're listening to Husky basketball here on SportsNetUSA.net. Pasadena City now with 18 seconds left on the shot clock. Winfrey drives, kicks to the substitution, and he makes the mid-range jumper. That ends a 10-0 run by the Huskies. As now Huskies get it quickly down low. It's a dish to Scott. No, Hunt, excuse me, on the right side. Good pass there by Langston, who used his length to see over the defense. 19-8 is the score. Pasadena City now. Winfrey has the ball. He's third in the nation, in the state with assist. He gets his two-pointer to go. Aggressive drive there by him. And speaking of aggression, it's John Sanders who drives in from the right side. He doesn't get the layup to go, but he will go to the line for 2 free throws. So the substitution to tell you about is Rondé Harper. Oh. 13 minutes left to go in the first half as Sanders connects on the first one. Cofield is going to check back into the game for Noel Scott. And we're going to see the first of Gregory Melvin in tonight's game, the 6'7" freshman from Virginia Beach. 20-10 is the score, pending the second free throw by Sanders. 2 for 2 on the trip as Demetrius Caleb checks in for Sanders. So on the floor for the Huskies, Caleb, Lindsay, Cofield, Langston, and Melvin. 5 on the floor for the Lancers is Watkins, Chain Gang, Shant Chinavorian, who just checked in, Rondé Harper, and Jaden Winfrey. So relatively small lineup for the Lancers. Huskies trying to match. As I mentioned, Winfrey is a key player for this Lancers offense. He looks to set the tone. He averages 6 assists per game. Good for third in the CCCAA. And this one churned over. Good ball pressure. Nope. It was deflected out of bounds by the Huskies, so it'll stay Lancer basketball. 16 seconds left on the shot clock, 12:53 on the game clock. Caleb guarding the inbound. Winfrey being guarded by Lindsay. As the Lancers get into their play set, it's Chinavarian. Slips a little bit, mid-range jumper on the left side. Too long, but it's going to go into the hands of Chain Gang. Back out to Harper, mid-range, no good. Melvin now grabs a tough rebound, and the Huskies are going the other way. Caleb thought about the floater, now dishes it to Langston. He's quickly double-teamed. Cofield tries to get it to the corner, but it's going to be out of bounds on the Lancers. So Huskies will remain possession here on the left side. 21-10 is the score here in the first half. Again, you are watching Huskies basketball here on SportsNet sportsnetusa.net. Melvin gets this ball nearly deflected away. Now kicks it out right to Harper, who was waiting for that one. One-on-one opportunity, and he jams it down with one hand over Lindsay. The Lancer crowd here right behind me making quite a bit of noise. It's not too far of a drive from Pasadena. As now Cofield gets into the offense. It's swung around. Caleb now has the ball. It leads the team in three-point percentage. Might have settled for that one, as if you're Coach Mosley, you want to see a little bit more ball movement. 21-12 is the score. Melvin now guarding Watkins as Watkins drives. This block is on Melvin. However, it's going to go out of bounds on the Huskies. Good help defense there as Langston came from the middle to affect that shot as well. 11:35, we have some substitutions as Christian Oliver is going to check into the game. And we have a treat for you as Coach Turner will be joining the broadcast in just a second once we get all these wires figured out. This one's dished down low to Wilson, deflected away, and it looks like it'll stay Lancer ball. Go ahead and throw these on. Inbounded to Chain Gang. His jumper is no good from the short range. And it's Cofield going the other way with it. Let me know if you can hear me. Can't hear me? We'll work on it. As Sanders drives, his lefty layup is good. 2 points for the Huskies. 23-12 is the score. 11 minutes left to go in the game. Excuse me, in the first half, as Lindsay applying good ball pressure onto the guard of Pasadena City as Harper now resets. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Good hedge there by Oliver. Now it's a pick and roll. The roll man is Wilson, and he's fouled on the way up. It looked like it was Lindsay who stuck his hand in, trying to deflect it away. So Wilson will go to the line for 2 free throws. 10:43 left to go in the game clock. He connects on his first. Caleb on the floor with Cofield, Lindsay, Melvin, and Oliver as the second free throw is no good. 23-13. It's a 10-point lead for your Huskies here on sportsnetusa.net. The Lancers are mixing things up a little bit, going to a zone as now Caleb has it. Quickly double team. 13 seconds left on the clock as now the Huskies are way back. 10 seconds. Caleb's going to drive. Dish it to Cofield. Tried to get it up and over Wilson's outstretched hands, but he couldn't do so. Now it's Watkins who dumps it off to Wilson, and Wilson gets the 2 from the left side. So we'll see if Mosley's offense can figure out this 1-3-1 zone. Harper is the one at the top as Lindsay's going to take a deep 3, and that's going to make the Lancers respect the Huskies shooting that much more. As now Chanavarian gets the offense going for Pasadena City. He's guarded by Lindsay tightly. They're trying to get it down low to Wilson. Kicked out to Abdur Rahman. His three-pointer is long, but Chanavarian chases it down. He takes the three-pointer, and he gets it to go. So the team's trading three-pointers as Chanavarian shoots 30% from beyond the arc on the season, but he does attempt 2.5 per game. Expect him to play a big part in tonight's game. 9:05 left to go in the first half. Lindsay drives. He gets the ball momentarily tipped away, but they're going to call a foul on Chanavarian.
Lindsay foul on the shot. Foul charge to the Lancers, number 3, Chanavarian. His first personal.
9:01 left to go in the first half. Tyrell Hunt's going to check in for Christian Oliver. So the Huskies going again with a little bit more small ball. Okay. 27-18 now is the score. 8:59 left to go in the first. Harper now has the ball for the Lancers. Corey Cofield momentarily slips, and he's stumbling now. That left to wide open Chanavarian. However, he can't capitalize. This pass is deflected away. Lancers playing all sorts of strong defense right now. Can't result in two as Wilson missed the point-blank shot. Melvin now takes a three from the right side. His three-pointer's long. It was tipped out by Caleb, but to Chanavarian going the other way. It's a layup. No, it's a blown layup by Watkins. So 0 for 2 on the past 2 trips for Pasadena City. They've had point-blank opportunities missed. The Lancers are going back to their man defense. Hunt now has the ball on the left post. This is blocked away by the much taller Nigel Wilson. So Corey Cofield and Lindsay are going to take a seat as Sanders and Scott are going to check back into the game for your Huskies. Scott gets it off the inbound, quickly doubled. Hunt. This Lancer defense is very active, swarming to the ball. 2 seconds left on the shot clock. Sanders is going to force to take a long three-pointer. Long rebound chased down by Chain Gang. 7:45 left to go in the first, 27-18. Much tighter game than we've seen in the other conference matches for the Huskies. Both teams 3-0 in conference play, looking to make it 4-0 as this rebound by Abdur Rahman, no good. Sanders going the other way for your Huskies. Melvin with the two-pointer from the right side. It was set up by Sanders, who got it down low quickly on the semi-fast break play. 29-18 is the score. 11-point lead for your Huskies early on. Defense has been strong. Offense has been on point for Coach John Mosley's squad. However, they are losing the rebound battle as that one was momentarily stuck. Usually you see a ball get stuck in a wedgie, but that one just kind of sat really still right there on the right side. It was tipped in by the Lancers, but the referees quickly waved that one off. Now it looks like we're seeing a 1-3-1 trap here by the Lancers. Hunt gets it over the timeline. 6:50 left to go in the first half. Scott waited for that one, and that provided Winfrey the opportunity to come intercept it. Harper settles for a three-pointer. Can't get it to go, but he gets the rebound after the tip, and his layup is no good. So again, a lot of opportunities for the Lancers as Caleb throws this one wildly as he acrobatically falls out of bounds. Sort of erratic shot there as Jonathan Chain Gang looked like he took too many steps, and that's going to force Coach John Mosley to call a timeout. Missed travel call there, as with 6:19 left to go, the Huskies still have a 29-20 lead over the Pasadena City Lancers. Again, you're listening to Huskies basketball here on SportsNetUSA.net.
See, I can hear it come on, but it's not coming in my ear. I can hear it plugged in, but it's not coming through.
Welcome back to the E-Rena here on SportsNetUSA.net. Having some technical difficulties. As we have some stats for you. Shout out to the stats man. As again, the score is 29-20 in favor of the Huskies. Leading the charge for the Huskies this far is Tyrell Hunt with 6 points. Lindsay is also contributing 6 points off the bench. If you look at that rebound total, though, the Lancers are out-rebounding the Huskies 18-17, but where they're winning that margin is 9 offensive rebounds to the Huskies 2. A lot of second-chance opportunities for the Lancers. haven't capitalized on all of them. Sanders on the floor with Hunt, Caleb, Scott, and Melvin. 1-3-1 zone here by the Lancers. If they've done a nice job of effectively switching their defenses as Caleb gets this ball to Melvin in the corner. His three-pointer rattles in. Good hustle there by Caleb as it looked like he was falling out of bounds, but he's able to get that one last minute to Melvin before he hit the ground. 32-20 is the score. Huskies playing tough defense, but they leave a wide open Abdur-Rahman. He decided not to take the three-pointer. It's a steal for Sanders ahead of the pack. He throws it down with one hand over Chain Gang, who was trailing. Wow, that got everyone hyped here at the E-Rena. And now the microphone's working. Go ahead, Coach.
Oh, that was a great dunk. Even opened up the internet for us. A breakaway tomahawk dunk.
You could
by
say
Mr.
that.
Davis.
You could say that dunk brought life back to our headphones as now Sanders comes away with another steal. 14-point lead, and the Huskies are looking to push. 5 minutes left to go in the first half. Coach Turner on the broadcast here on SportsNetUSA.net.
Well, that was a thunderous dunk. Looks like the Huskies have more life now.
Sanders takes a three-pointer.
Oh.
Caleb, though, tried to come in crashing on the rebound.
Wow. Mine went out too.
As this one's dished down low to Jonathan Chain Gang. He gets the two-pointer to go. And we'll take a quick timeout here on SportsNetUSA.net.
I'll be here if you need me.
4:32 left here in the first half at the E-Rena as the Huskies take on the Lancers. Both teams 3-0 in conference play. Coach Turner on the broadcast.
It's exciting.
It's a 12-point lead for Coach Mosley's squad.
Pasadena is much improved team. New coaching staff. Always known to have great athletes.
Melvin will inbound the ball for the Huskies. He's on the floor with Hunt, Sanders, Caleb, and Scott. It's still Harper, Chain Gang, Watkins, as this is a nice backdoor pass by Melvin to Hunt.
Beautiful passing. Forward to forward for an easy layup.
Winfrey gets it down low to Wilson. His short range jumper no good. 14-point lead again for the Huskies. They look to get it to 20. 1-3-1 zone here by the Lancers defense. Swung across court to Caleb. Melvin gets it to Scott. Scott takes a three-pointer left wing. This one's long, but Caleb's right there for the two-pointer.
Outstanding offensive rebounding by DC after the miss by Scott.
Harper now has the ball for the Lancers. Scott's defending him. He spins right into Scott, and they're going to call a traveling violation. Good defense there by Scott to anticipate the spin move.
Great defense. Scott forced the catch way out by the low of the 28-foot mark and played solid defense, staying low, causing a traveling violation.
38-22 is the score. 3:21 left to go in the first half. Again, you're tuning into Huskies basketball here on SportsNetUSA.net. Sanders has the ball, decides to slow things down. Lancers do a nice job of playing help defense, interrupting passing lanes as Sanders now gets the handoff. Drives middle, dumps it off to Hunt. Hunt takes the mid-range jumper, can't get it to go.
Good shot, even though it didn't go for him. Great patience by the Huskies.
It's Watkins with the ball. He gets it momentarily poked away by Scott, and now Caleb has it going the other way for the Huskies. 2:30 left to go. Melvin takes the three-pointer. This one's short, and it's quickly stolen by Melvin. He gets it down low to Caleb for the easy two.
Outstanding. Missed the three, didn't hang his head. Got back into the play, made a nice assist for us. Buddy.
Winfrey gets it down low. Two chain gang, and he uses his body well to get that rebound over Melvin.
Excellent play. Good fundamental, strong move. Caught the Huskies napkin.
Lancers going back to the man-to-man defense. It's Melvin cutting to the middle of the lane. Give that
Great
assist
slice.
to Hunt, who had good court vision to get that to Melvin. Lancers trying to push the tempo quickly. 1:40 left to go in the first. This three-pointer is short. Sanders chases down the long rebound. Gonna slow things down now as Winfrey is guarding him. Mosley calling out the play from the sideline. Melvin gonna set a screen for Sanders. 8 seconds left on the shot clock. He uses the screen, tries to dump it off for Melvin, but Melvin was popping. Sanders thought he was gonna roll.
Good play. Well set up by Sanders. Melvin kind of quit on the cut. He wanted to pop instead of roll. Mosley seems to want to take the air out the ball a little bit right now to make PCC play more defense.
The Lancers now have a different five on the floor. It's Winfrey with Abdur Rahman, Watkins, Wilson, and Chenovarian checks back into the game. Still the same five, nope. Langston checked back in, as well as Lindsey there on the floor with Sanders, Melvin, and Scott, as this one, layup is good over the long hands of Langston. 2 points for Winfrey.
Beautiful layup, but he used his body, excellent body control.
.42 seconds left in this first half. Handoff to Lindsey, going to his right. Too strong. Langston gets tied up with Wilson, and they're going to quickly blow the whistle. That's a jump ball. Possession arrow in favor of PCC. 35 seconds, so probably not enough time for a 2-for-1. Lindsey giving the full court pressure to Winfrey. We've seen Lindsey get plenty of steals against Rio Hondo and LA Trade Tech. Kicked out, corner three, no good. Lancers get the rebound, and it's a cutting Abdur Rahman who gets the dish from Wilson. Again, more second chance opportunities for PCC. That's something that Coach Mosley's going to have to emphasize in that halftime speech. 5 seconds left. Scott trying to dribble, create, momentarily stolen. Chenovarian kicked ahead. Can he get the three-pointer off before the buzzer? No, he cannot. So it does end the first half with a turnover by your Huskies, but they still have a 14-point lead, 42-28.
He's not working.
Again,
you got any more?
You've been tuning into Huskies basketball here on SportsNetUSA.net. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the E-Rena here on the campus of East Los Angeles College. I'm Noah Alvarez. You're tuned in to SportsNetUSA.net. It's a SEC North battle between the Huskies of ELAC and the Lancers of Pasadena City College. We're about 2.5 minutes from the second half of action. And we'll go ahead and get you some of the statistics as the Huskies have a 42-28 lead over Pasadena City College. It's a wonderful turnout here in the home crowd at the E-Rena. As I mentioned, 42-28 is the score at the half. Leading the charge for the Huskies is Tyrell Hunt with 8 points. But if you look at the box score, Coach, very spread out. I think that's something that Coach Mosley definitely preaches, passing the ball around. He doesn't want one person dominating. He wants the team to kind of move the ball around.
Absolutely. I'm sure he's excited about the way they shared the ball in the first half, especially those last 4 minutes. The defense picked up. He kind of went to a semi-stall game to recognize the defense, and the guys picked him apart once Pasadena showed their aggressiveness. So I'm sure he's happy with the way the ball moved. And when you have multiple scorers, it's so much harder to defend.
And it felt like once the Lancers went to that 1-3-1 zone, after the first possession, the Huskies were really able to diagnose the weak spots, make the smart passes, and make really good cuts, too, from the backside.
Right. I think one of the reasons they went to the zone is to try to get the Huskies to shoot quickly because, you know, if you let those forwards get in the lane, it's trouble. So they're trying to force the quick turnover, trying to make the guards make a quick decision. And the first, like you said, the first possession, it worked. They got their hands on a lot of balls, but the Huskies were able to recover and score.
And when you look at PCC's box score, they do have 10 offensive rebounds. That's, I think, one thing that Coach Mosley probably emphasized in halftime. They have to be able to grab more defensive rebounds and keep them from getting second-chance points.
Well, that's the way you close a defensive possession, with either with a steal or a rebound. So you can play a great 30 seconds defense, but if you don't close it with a rebound, you know, it's really demoralizing.
Leading the charge for the Lancers was Jonathan Changegang. He has 8 points, 4 from 10 from the field. He has 5 rebounds. And if you look at some of the other Huskies leading the charge, Gregory Melvin contributed 7 points, had 4 rebounds. Also with 7 points was John Sanders. And it was John J. Lindsay who brought 6 points off the bench, but he brought a lot of energy, including that dunk that really woke up the crowd in the first half.
Yeah, Lindsay's is really exciting. You know, he doesn't look as explosive as he is, but once he decides to put his foot in the ground, he explodes. Really exciting player. I like to see him play them both together, Lindsay and Sanders, 2 explosive guards. But Pasadena has some really good athletes, and that's one of the reasons they're getting so many offensive rebounds.
And this was a Pasadena program that finished 1-26 last season. So good job by Ryan Frazier to turn the program around so quickly with the new roster. As the 5 on the floor for the Huskies, as we're about to get ready to start second half, is Scott Hunt. As this one's quickly turned over, 3-on-2, results in 2 points for the Lancers. So we're seeing more of a full court trap by PCC.
Great start, great energy to start the game, long and lean. Going to make the Huskies really spread the floor.
Sanders out there with Corey Cofield, Scott, Hunt, and Langston. So the starting 5, Scott drives right, gets past his defender, and maneuvers his body. Doesn't get the 2, but he will go to the line.
Well, Scott does such a great job because kind of controlling the ball. I likened him last week to Luka Doncic. It looks like he's going in slow motion until he's able to explode. And he's such a smart guy. He knows how to use his body position.
19:29 left to go in the second half. Again, you're watching Huskies basketball here on SportsNetUSA.net. First free throw rims out. Shooting 52% on the season from the line. Second one is no good as well. So 0 for 2 on the trip. Lancers control the rebound. They're now heading from right to left in the black uniforms. Huskies going from left to right. Hunt now on Abdul-Rahman. Step back, 2-pointer. He gets it to go, so quick 4-0 run to start for the Lancers. Hunt has it down low, kicks it back out to Sanders. Now slowing things down, still 20 seconds left on the shot clock. This one's momentarily deflected. Cofield tried to tip it back in. Now, Watkins has it, but he gets it intercepted by Cofield. Huskies don't have numbers, but Scott's still going to drive towards the middle. Cofield's right there for the rebound, and he gets the 2.
Beautiful, beautiful. Cofield with a great hustle play, the steal, and the putback.
He leads the team with offensive rebounds, 3.5 per game on the season.
Right.
That's a big reason why he was the conference player of the year last year. As this three-pointer by Watkins, no good. Fight for the rebound, going to stay in Lancer possession.
Wow. 2 Huskies kind of fought over that offensive rebound, and the Pasadena player put a little pressure on him. Rebounds are going to be what determines this game. Nigel Wilson with a lot of pressure on the Huskies that time.
Winfrey inbounds it quickly. Watkins jumper no good. 18-15 left to go in the second half. Sanders now controlling the tempo for the Huskies. Lancers back in their man-to-man defense. Winfrey guarding Sanders. They get it to Hunt in the high post. Try to get it back door to Scott. Deflected away by Watkins. Now PCC going the other way. Ahead of the pack is Abdur Rahman. He pulls back. Wilson's going to take the three-pointer. No good. Hunt grabs the rebound. 17-30 now in the second half. Huskies still hanging on to a 12-point lead. Scott gets it to Sanders over in the right corner. As you hear, go ahead.
Missed Cofield on a rim dive. Sanders for 3.
Long, but there's Cofield again. Very active on the offensive board. Hunt with a nice up fake, but he can't get his 2 to go, but it's a tip by JT Langston.
Beautiful board work by JT. Hunt missed a little gimme. That's his bread and butter. JT stayed right with it, straight up. Nice, easy tip.
Some full court pressure here by Scott as Winfrey looks it to get it over the timeline. 6:15 left to go in the second half. Dumps it off to Wilson for the jam. And Frazier is going to take a quick timeout for Pasadena City College.
That was a beautiful pick and roll. Almost looked like Westbrook and Davis going down the lane. He took both defenders with him, drug them across the lane, and laid a nice bounce pass to Sanders, who flushed it home.
And you mentioned the big for Pasadena City has done a nice job of not only grabbing offensive rebounds, but doing a good job there on the pick and roll.
And they're similarly,
really giving ELAC some fits defensively.
Absolutely. And they're similarly built to ELAC bigs. You know, JT and Daniels are built very similar. So I'm sure he's taking the challenge personally. And he's showing up tonight, which is good for the Huskies because, you know, this team is on fire, and they're here to play the entire game.
And it's one thing that the Huskies, they've gone undefeated 3 years in a row in conference play. They haven't really been tested, too, in those 3 years as they've kind of been able to cruise through the SEC North. But Pasadena City, with them being better, they're a top 25 team in the latest rankings. So this will give them quite a bit of challenge. They still have one more match, too, over in Pasadena City before conference play ends.
Oh, this is good for both teams. Actually, you know, Pasadena gets to measure themselves against, I think, the best team in the South. And, of course, ELAC always need competitive games to stay sharp.
So it'll be Huskies to inbound. They're heading from left to right. Full court pressure here by the Lancers. 16:40 left to go in the game. Quick double team corralled by Hunt, but it's intercepted by Wilson. Winfrey kicks it to the corner. Watkins drives, gets it over Langston. Not an easy thing to do, but it's 2 points. Sanders creates some space.
Oh, boy.
With the left hand. That was nice.
Beautiful. A little bit of skip to my Lou. Went left hand, shoveled it underhand, kissed it off the board, and rolled it in. Beautiful play by Sanders, full court drive.
12-point lead again for the Huskies. Mid-range jumper, no good by PCC. As Cofield grabs the rebound for the Huskies. Quickly double teamed here on the left side. Hunt breaks it. Tries to get it to a backdoor Cofield, but it was kicked away by Abdur-Rahman.
It was a good look on the bounce pass by Hunt, but Cofield wanted the lob over the top, and luckily the Huskies get the ball back on the kick ball by PCC.
The 6'9" forward Nigel Wilson's going to check out into the game. So smaller lineup for PCC as Rondé Harper, wearing number 0, going to check in.
Oh.
And there's Cofield, but he's too strong on the jam as this one rims out. Winfrey now controls for PCC.
Beautiful back cut on the inbounds play. Bounce past to Cofield. He wanted to tear the rim down and threw it down too hard. In and out.
Corner 3, left side. This one's short, so back-to-back air balls by Abdur-Rahman. Langston now pushing the tempo. Tries to Euro pass Winfrey, and they're going to call a block. So, and one opportunity for Langston as he'll go to the line for 2, or excuse me, 1.
Oh, great body control by Langston. He took that ball 94 feet. The defender was standing in the lane. He avoided him with a Euro step, dipped the shoulder, contact, concentration, scored the ball. Beautiful play.
Langston leads the team in scoring 14.5 per game, shooting 75% from the free throw line. He's also leading the team in rebounds, averaging just under 7.5. Gets that one to go. 51-36 is the score. 15-point lead as Wilson going to check back in for Abdur-Rahman.
Huskies a little full court pressure themselves right now.
That's one thing Cofield and Sanders both do relatively well. They can also bring in Lindsay off the bench to apply pressure. Chain gang. No, excuse me, that's Watkins. Drew the contact. The putback dunk will be no good, but it'll be 2 free throws for Miles Watkins.
Tough call there because I thought Daniels went straight up. He was in the restricted area, but you're allowed to go straight up and use your verticality. And the driver came right into his stomach, and JT draws the foul.
First free throw is good. One thing we haven't seen here at the E-Rena is a traveling crowd that gets really into it. We're hearing a lot of noise chanted behind us for Pasadena City.
Pasadena normally travels well, and they got a lot to be excited about because the men's team and the women's team playing a good job this year.
51-38 after the 2 free throws by PCC. Sanders drives left, dumps it off to Langston. Deflected away by Wilson. No foul called, though, as Harper breaks away for the fast break, 2.
Great transition game there. Turned a great defensive play into easy bucket.
We're hearing chants of defense by the PCC crowd here on the side of the score table. As now Melvin has it in the high post. Huskies getting into their offense. 15 seconds left. Backdoor cut. Another extra pass. Langston almost had the 2-hand jam, but he's fouled at the final second by Wilson.
Great combination play there. JT with the bounce pass. Backdoor to Sanders. Sanders with the look away back to JT. Missed the dunk.
It's a good foul there by Wilson because if he does get that dunk, that's going to get everyone standing.
Oh, man, that would have.
Arena.
We would have had to change headsets again.
Yeah. First free throw is good by JT, the sophomore from Pasadena, California.
That's one that got away, huh?
Yeah. I'm sure the Lancers are kicking themselves. This one's short, tipped around, but it's controlled by PCC. 12-point lead for the Huskies. It's been a tightly contested game. Fadeaway jumper, no good. And the Huskies do a nice job of corralling the defensive rebound. Cofield has this one tipped away. Who's it out on? Out on the Lancers. So Husky ball.
Boy. Luckily, the Lancers got a hand on that. That was 2-on-1. It looked like it would be a lot of fun with Cofield and Sanders with a 2-on-1 breakaway. Good defense that time by PCC.
Chenovarian going to check in. He's wearing number 3 for the Lancers. Scott inbounds it to Melvin. Melvin, one of the few freshmen that had made a big impact on the season. Now Langston has it on the high post, looking for a backdoor cut. Drives right, double teamed. falling away, can't get it to go, but it's Cofield with the rebound.
Great play. A little pinch post action by Melvin. He drives it right, throws it up, gets it on the rim, and Cofield plays volleyball. 2-point tip in.
Winfrey tries to drive past Sanders, and it's Langston who comes with the block. He pins it on the backboard. Huskies going the other way with it. They get it down low to Melvin, and he lays it in. Soft finish for 2. Langston now has 4 blocks on the evening.
Great length of the court pass by Davis.
Cross-court pass in the corner. PCC looking to respond. They can't. It's currently a 6-0 run for the Huskies. Scott drives it, kicks it to Langston, and he gets the 2 off the glass. No foul called, a lot of contact.
Great score through the contact. Being able to jump stop just before he contacted the defender and then kiss it off the glass for 2.
That's going to force Frazier to call a timeout, his second of the second half. Your score, 58-40, as the Huskies are starting to pull away. It's an 18-point lead here on SportsNetUSA.net. I'm Noah Alvarez, joined by Coach Turner. Thank you guys for tuning in. Whether you're tuning in live or watching the replay at a later date, it's been a fun game thus far between 2 top 25 teams in the CCCA rankings.
Yeah, and both teams have had great spurts. Pasadena came out very hot at the second half and forced about 3 turnovers. And it looked like they were about to climb under 10. And the Husky defense cranked up, and they've been basically in transition the entire half. So the Huskies can score in so many different ways. It's tough for a team to take away so many of their options.
And they bring a lot of options off the bench, too. We've seen players like Gregory Melvin, Danye Lindsay, Demetrius Caleb have huge impacts off the bench, bringing different styles when those Huskies go to those lineups.
Absolutely. And when you can play several different ways, you know, that just makes it tougher for a team to take away your first and second options.
New 5 on the floor for the Huskies. Corey Cofield is out there with Lindsay, Caleb, Langston, and Melvin.
Yeah, it looked like a line change in hockey.
Still the same 5 on the floor for PCC. $58-40 is the score. 12:51 left to go in the second half. Caleb having a little discussion about tucking into the jersey. Great teamwork. 2 other guys came and helped him. Cofield and Melvin Daniels helped him tuck it in. Wilson gets the lob pass. Can't get his layup to go, but right there for the putback is Changgang. Lindsay now has the ball. He's guarded tightly by Chenovarian. Caleb gets it on the handoff. He slashes towards the middle. Left-handed layup is too strong. PCC going the other way. PCC now with Winfrey at the top, guarded by Lindsay, slowing things down. Call a reach-in foul on Lindsay as Winfrey was making a drive towards the basket.
A little bit of a touch foul there. Pretty good defense.
They caught Melvin slipping there as Harper took the inbounds pass quickly for 2.
Pasadena executes very well. Even though many times the shot doesn't go in, their execution is above average, which will always keep you in the game.
Lindsay now swings it to the corner. Cofield gets it down low to Langston. Langston has positioning. He gets the 2-pointer on the right side.
Great post up, but even a better pass. Player never had to leave the lane. Never had to leave the paint.
And it feels like every time PCC gets it to within 12 or 14 points, the Huskies are able to respond as Changgang gets the 2-pointer. Good pass there by Chenovarian down low.
Chenovarian bounced past that ball right between Langston's legs for the score.
11:20 left to go in the second half. Melvin, some high-low action as Langston triple teamed. He can't get his turnaround to go, but he is going to the line for 2.
The Huskies executing the old high post UCLA offense. A little pinch post by Melvin. He ducks in so well, so long, and Melvin hit him with a great pass. At the line for two. It's JT.
That's one thing we've seen when both Melvin and Langston are on the floor. Both have really good size, but really good court vision as well. Good awareness to make those good passes from that high to low post.
Both those guys are great on the wing, too. I mean, they're kind of forced to play inside because of their height.
Right.
But, you know, the next level, you can see them playing on the wing very easily.
Exactly. Langston standing at 6'8", Melvin standing at 6'7". Both have an outside game, too.
Yeah. And they probably have 6'8" inch person's wingspan. Exceptionally long.
Second free throw is good. 2 for 2 on the trip as Tyrell Hunt will come back into the game now for the Huskies. Checking into the game for the first time for the Lancers is Caleb Gerber, wearing number 30. Lindsay applying good ball pressure, but the Lancers get it over the timeline. 11 minutes left to go in the second. Wilson didn't see the pick and roll coming there, as now it's a 3-on-1 opportunity.
Nice.
Lindsay with the right hand. Not as aggressive as the first half one, but still a nice finish there.
Great defense. Almost a 4-on-none. And a beautiful finish by Lindsay.
Another touch foul there as Caleb is called for the foul up top as Harper drove and took the mid-range jumper.
His first personal foul.
64-46 is the score here at the E-Rena. First free throw by Harper is good.
Pasadena is kind of going small. They was looked like 4 guards, and only Daniels in at the post. So look for some type of pressure here.
Second free throw is no good. 64-47, stolen away by Chenovarian. Three-pointer no good. Cofield grabs a strong rebound, an important rebound there. As the Huskies are pushing, blocking foul. They're going to call that before the drive as Wilson pleads his case.
Great job by Lindsay. Brought it with so much pace. The defender rolled him an entire way down the court until the foul called deep in the lane.
And there we saw some of that explosiveness you were talking about earlier. Standing only at 5'9", but packs a powerful punch. Caleb drives, dumps it off to Hunt. He has 3 defenders on him, and it's momentarily kicked away by Gerber. So it'll be Husky ball still here on this side. 15 seconds now left on the shot clock. Oh, excuse me, 20. They reset it to 20 after the kick ball.
And Hunt is an excellent ball faker. He does a great job with shot fakes, ball fakes, which allows him to get open without doing very much extra dribbling. He's also a really good passer.
Caleb to inbound the ball on the right side of the baseline. Bounce pass to Cofield. Tipped out of bounds by PCC there. Wow, they're going to mark it out of bounds on Cofield. So quick turnover there by the Huskies. A chance for PCC to cut it to 15 or 14. As Chenovarian splits the double. Harper takes a 3 from the corner, and he gets it to go.
Very nice shot. That's a tough shot because he broke his rhythm and then had to regather. Cofield closed on him, but good defense, better shot.
Lindsay trying to get past Chenovarian. One-on-one with the right hand. He gets it off the glass.
That was a little playground basketball there. One-on-one. The court was spread, and Lindsay won that match.
Chenovarian now gets a screen from Wilson. Melvin with the hedge. 9:30 left to go in the second half. Abdur Rahman with the three-pointer. He can't get it to go from the same corner that Harper just hit from. Now Caleb looking to push the pace. Drives left. A lot of contact there. No foul called, and the Lancers control.
Demetrius wanted to do something special there.
Gerber, three-pointer, no good. Fight for the rebound. Back in Cofield's hand. Caleb, 3-on-3 for the Huskies. They're going to call an offensive foul as Caleb lowered the shoulder and Chenovarian went flying to the deck.
Yeah. Demetrius a little out of control there. They had a 3-on-2 going. He wanted to do something special. The Pasadena defender outguessed him. He charged by extending the forearm.
66-50 is the score. Exactly 9 minutes left to go in this one. Sanders going to check back in with Scott. They're on the floor with Melvin, Lindsay, and Hunt. Winfrey on the floor for the Lancers with Changang, Abdur Rahman, Harper, and Chenovarian. Three-pointer from the top. No good.
Good look by Pasadena, though.
0 for 3 on their last 3 trips. The Huskies now have it with 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Scott now dictating the pace. Hunt will set a screen for Sanders. Melvin showing off that range. He gets it to go. Three-pointer good from the left side.
Line drive. It probably only got 6 inches over the rim, but that's all it needed. Nothing but net.
8:16 left to go in the second. Harper stops on the dime. Can't get the mid-range to go. Melvin now has it.
Dangerous pass.
Oh, ball movement here, but it's stripped away by Harper. Good active hands, but Lindsay gets it back. 1-on-2 as he drives right at Winfrey, and he draws the contact. Will go to the line for 2.
Great defense by Lindsay. He forced the offender into the sideline, went around the back, picked his pocket, and turned it into free throws as he drove the lane.
What a luxury for Mosley to have 3 to 4 guards that play such good defense. Sanders, Lindsay, Cofield, very long, very quick. They can apply that full court pressure and really give the opposite guard some fits.
I love when Lindsay and Davis are in at the same time. They usually make a stretch run when they come in together.
Second free throw's no good. Tipped away, and it's in control of PCC. 20-point lead for ELAC Huskies as now Sanders comes away with the steal. 2-on-1.
Beautiful.
Lindsay gets the layup for 2. That's going to force Coach Mosley to take a timeout as the Huskies have a 22-point lead here on SportsNetUSA.net. I'm Noah Alvarez, joined by Coach Turner. 7:37 left to go here at the E-Rena.
Those are the baskets that nobody really thinks about, but you got the steal, 2-on-1. You didn't try to do anything fancy. Simple bounce pass lay-in. Forces the other coach to take a timeout. So now you can go and reset your defense. So we always like the dunks and the threes, but just the basic passes are always good.
And we saw, I believe it was last week against LA Trade Tech, where the Huskies were in control all the game, but they were going for those fancy dunks. And sometimes you saw them missing. They were trying to do too much. So I'm sure Coach Mosley reiterated that point ahead of tonight's game.
Right. And then sometimes you infuriate the other team when you do that. But if you're going hard all the time, it's not a problem. The big plays will come because we have such an exciting team. And each guy, as it goes in, he's thinking about making a great play. It's a good thing, but then also sometimes it can be a bad thing.
Of course, they want to watch themselves back on the YouTube clip.
Sure.
Post it on the social media.
Right. Referee's on the timekeeper. I think he has a date.
He's trying to make reservations by 9:30.
Yeah. He said, "Give me my warning. Give me my warning horn." Coach Drum looked at him like he's crazy.
So 72-50 is the score. Not quite ready to come back from this timeout. Again, both teams here sitting undefeated momentarily in conference play. Lancers 17-6 overall. Huskies 18-3.
And of the teams that I've seen, this is the end of the first round, and I think LA Trade Tech and Pasadena are the other two teams that pose the problem. LA Trade Tech a little thin. Pasadena is much deeper than LA Trade Tech, but very formidable.
Despite the record for the Beavers, they put up a wonderful fight, and like you said, without the depth that they have on some of these other teams.
Right, very talented. Anytime you have two guards like they have, Ferguson's a handful, and Pasadena has two very heady guards, and Wilson in the paint.
So Changang now has it for the Lancers. They look to get a bucket to stop an 8-2 run for the Huskies. Chenovarian now has it, resets. He drives right, floater off the right side, too strong. Watkins is there for the rebound, tipped away, and it's going to stay here with PCC.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Huskies.
The floater went in and out. It was a very nice move. The floater from about 12 feet out, just ring in and out.
Inbounded quickly to Chain Gang. Dropped off to Winfrey, drives, kicks, swung around. Good defense there by the Huskies to get back. Abdur-Rahman hits the three from the far corner.
Excellent ball movement there.
Full court trap here. Dangerous pass to Scott, but Scott like a receiver over the middle of the field. Makes a nice catch.
Looked like Travis Kelce going to get that one. He can do so many things. You look at his body, he doesn't look like he's moving very fast, but he's getting the job done.
Knows those angles, knows how to use his body. 8 seconds now left on the shot clock. Scott has it. Very deep out. Gonna drive right. 2, 1. Didn't get it up in time. That's gonna be a turnover.
Just a hair late, but boy, what a move. Spin move, up and under, scoop shot. Just released it after the buzzer.
Scott was committed to playing this ELAC team during the 2020 season, but obviously the COVID pandemic shut down that season. He's returning here for a sophomore year as this is a reach-in foul by Tyrell Hunt.
He knew it. He acknowledged the referee, shook his head, and the referees appreciate that. Very few players will acknowledge when they foul.
We need to see more of that in the NBA. Too much whining.
Man, don't mess with my brand, they're saying.
Watkins gets the ball on the inbounds, kicks to Chenovarian, corner 3. No good, but right there is Watkins who made the dish. 2 points for the Lancers as they look to claw back into it. Scott has it now over the timeline.
Well, dangerously close 2 times in a row of back court violation. Huskies look to spread them out.
Pass to Cofield down low, contested, and he can't get it to go as now Winfrey going the other way. Makes too long of a pass. I believe that's off the foot of Hunt, so it'll be Lancer ball down here.
That was an outstanding catch by Raham. And the Huskies were able to get back and recover. Baseline out of bounds to the Lancers.
Chenovarian corner 3 off the inbound, no good. But there again is Watkins and the 6'2" guard making a lot of noise on the offensive glass.
It's about 6 offensive rebounds in the last 2 minutes.
Momentarily poked away by Chenovarian, but it'll remain Husky ball here in front of the scores table. Rondé Harpinger to check in as Chenovarian will take a seat. Good defensive hustle there.
Lancers playing very hard and within their scheme.
Hunt now has the ball in the inbounds, gets it down low to Langston, doubled. Scott with that slow step back, and Langston there for the putback jam.
Great follow tip. That ball came off about 4 feet. He took it all the way and jammed it home, all in the same motion.
Quickly swung around. Watkins got 2 defenders in the air. Good use of the pump fake there, like we see Hunt do for the Huskies.
The full court press is slowing us down a little bit, kind of bothering us. Oh, alley-oop.
Lob attempt for Langston, but a little too strong as Langston wasn't able to grab it cleanly. Good idea, though.
That would have been a highlight reel. Langston was over in the left corner. Scott on the right side, threw it over the defense. He caught it about square high, but couldn't send it home. Went right through his hands. Missed alley-oop attempt.
4:30 left to go in this game, 74-59. A comfortable 15-point lead for the Huskies over the number 18 team in the state as Wilson has it. Drew the contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
That was a nice play. Winfrey comes in, really takes his time, reads and draws and prods well in the lane and makes the proper play. Not looking to score for himself very often, but he gives Wilson a chance at the line.
Winfrey currently sits at third in the individual stat leaders for assists, just under 7 assists a game.
Yeah.
As Wilson 2 for 2 on that trip.
Great job leading this club.
And that's going to encourage Coach Fraser to call a timeout. 4:23 left to go in the game. Again, you're watching Huskies basketball here on SportsNetUSA.net. We have the final conference home game this upcoming Friday as the Huskies will host Mount Sac. As you mentioned, this was the last of the first round, so we're going to begin the second round of action. Dan Gudino will be here on the broadcast. And, yeah.
Yeah, you know, the first round very well done by the Huskies. If they can finish this one off tonight, it looks like they're pretty much in control. Pasadena has to come up with their last adjustment here. 4 minutes was usually called winning time, so you won't see the lobs and all those things unless the lead grows past 20, because they fought back into a 13-point deficit now. And just a couple of turnovers, and now you're in single digits. So this is an important timeout in the game, but the Huskies need to come back with a solid score here.
I think the biggest thing, too, for the Huskies is to corral those defensive rebounds. They've allowed, up until this point, Pasadena City to have 16 offensive rebounds, giving a lot of second chance opportunities. And if you look at that 3-point for the Lancers, 3 of 23 tonight, so just not their night shooting, but if some of those went in, it's a lot closer game.
Right, and they're wearing this left corner out in front of the bench. If they ever connect, boy.
So Sanders on the floor with Corey Cofield, Lindsey, Langston, and Scott. As the Lancers go back to their man-to-man defense. Looking to choose some time off for the Huskies. Lindsey now looking to get ahead of steam. 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Now to Sanders. He's going to have to make something happen with 5, 3. Corey Cofield, top of the arc 3, no good, but Sanders chases it down. A fresh 30 on the clock for the Huskies. More time ticking off. Harper guarding Lindsey. Double team. Oh, and they're going to call it travel as Changang came with the double team and bumped him. No foul called there.
Yeah, he traveled after he was pushed about 6 feet, but didn't have his head around, looking for awareness. And the Huskies were trying to take some time off the clock, as well as score. And they took about 45 seconds off the clock.
3:33.
But did not score.
Harper now has it, gets a screen from Wilson, tipped away by Langston. Langston been very active on defense, 4 blocks, 3 steals on the evening.
So they took the timeout and they came out with their favorite play, a little high screen and roll. They wanted to slip Wilson to the hole, and he was going to be a secondary passer, look for 3. See if they come back to it after this inbound play.
Changang settles for the 3-pointer, can't get it to go from the left side. 3 of 24 now on the evening. Scott skips it ahead to Lindsey, takes a quick 3. Langston does sky for the rebound and a fresh 30 as they now look to take more time off the clock. Scott gets it down low to Cofield on the backdoor pass.
Boy, quick pass, but what a quick dunk. It reminded me of James Worthy, how quick they would throw it down so much.
Winfrey now pushing the tempo. Tipped away momentarily, but Harper has it. Gets it back up top. Winfrey going to take a 3. Long. Watkins again has another offensive rebound. He has 5 on the evening. Screen here between Harper and Wilson, and this is an easy layup for Changang.
Another offensive rebound. It's hard to rebound an air ball, though, but the Huskies really have to concentrate and be better on that. This is winning time.
Double team in the backcourt. Backdoor dish to Langston. Langston momentarily fumbled, and I believe they're going to call that out of bounds on PCC as Winfrey got his hand in there.
Lucky to get that one back. 13-point lead for the Huskies.
Langston now on the left block. Double team, triple team to Scott. Back out to Cofield. 3-pointer, too long. Tipped around, and it's in the hands of Watkins. Really impressed by Watkins rebounding at 6'2".
Oh, yeah. He's a fighter.
Three-pointer there by Chain Gang is good, and a timeout here called again by Coach Fraser.
10-point game.
It's a 10-point game as there's 1:49 left to go on the game clock. Let's see, I think, is it a 13-point game or a 10-point game? Not sure if they added the 3 points yet.
They haven't scored it yet, I don't believe. Is that 2 or 3?
I think the referees are going to talk that over. No, it looks like they might have added it already. So it's a 13-point lead for the Huskies. A minute 40 left to go here on SportsNetUSA.net. Referees talking things over with the coaching staff of PCC. Again, if you're looking to tune in for more Huskies basketball action, they have their final conference home game this Friday as they take on the Mounties of Mount Sac.
Which will also be Coaches versus Cancer night. So it's going to be sneakers and suits. And for the women, our pink, and the men have their pink gear. So we're going to raise money for the Cancer Society, American Cancer Society, as well as acknowledge our sophomores.
Correct. And you do have 2 sophomores on your roster as well, Maria Martinez and Isabel Aranjo Gomez, correct?
As well as Diamond Bishop. So we have 3 wonderful young ladies. We're going to send off with a bang and hopefully with a victory.
Again, that's this Friday here at the E-Rena. Women's game starts at 5 p.m. They did add the 3 points for PCC, so it is a 10-point game with a minute 49 left to go.
Good for both teams. Of course, PCC is trying to win this, but the Huskies, let's take care of it. Let's not get sloppy. Let's put it away, And then for PCC, it's time for your best gamble. Whatever trick defense you have, you pull out all stops, and they're probably going to go three-pointer and foul, three-pointer and trap. So they want to stop the clock to extend the game, where the Huskies want to run clock and put it away.
It looks like Joey Human and Daniel Billings, the 2 referees, were at the scores table clearing things up with the scores keepers here at the E-Rena. So it feels like a very long timeout. Back-to-back timeouts, as I'm sure both coaches are using this time wisely.
Yeah.
It looks really good to watch. What you're talking about? A nice refreshing soda or a bottle of water.
For the Huskies, you inbound the ball, get it over the timeline in the 10 seconds, and try and get a good shot off. You'll be in the driver's seat for the game.
Yeah, the mix-up was Pasadena called a timeout, and then Mosley called
back-to-back
30,
timeouts.
and they didn't charge Pasadena with their timeout. So they're just administrative straightening of the timeouts.
So I believe they currently don't have any more remaining timeouts.
Correct.
The scoreboard is reading as they get it over the timeline with a second left to spare, the Huskies do. Winfrey now guarding Sanders. Sanders drives, dumps it off to Cofield. Cofield gets the 2. Minute 26 left to go. Watkins quickly drives. Again, another block for Langston. That's 5 on the evening.
Bounce pass. Cofield, lay it up, lay it in.
That'll pretty much do it as they've now extended their lead 80-66. Quick 2 here by Harper. So the PCC is not going to go down without a fight. What you want to see from Coach Frazier. Again, in his first year with PCC, as he's already had the Lancers heading in the right direction compared to the last few years. The team's only made the playoffs twice in the past decade, but
much improved.
They're going to call a blocking foul on Winfrey.
Much improved. Demeanor, the kids just play hard. Not a lot of complaining. And they know they've met the best team in the league, and they've measured themselves. So the next meeting will be, I think it'll even be closer than this, because they have that confidence. They know they can play with them. They're not ready to beat them, but they know they can play with them.
First free throw by Lindsay is good. And like you said, being able to play with a team like ELAC definitely boosts the confidence as they go into playoffs.
Sure.
Try to make a run themselves. Coach Frazier last year was a part of the Mira Costa program that was an at-large bid and made it all the way to the Elite Eight, upsetting some top teams. As this three-pointer is good by Winfrey. A lot of late offense here as they're trying to double team. Dangerous pass to Langston.
Great catch.
Scott
Alley-oop.
to Cofield, and he's short on the alley-oop attempt. 23 seconds left. Do Chain Gang and the Lancers have something in him? Langston blocks it, but right to PCC. Sanders gets the ball quickly. No shot clock left. They have to foul. Winfrey momentarily tipped it out. And it'll remain Husky basketball with 12 seconds.
Great athleticism. Huskies missed a layup on one end. JT was in the paint. PCC drove the ball all the way. He came and blocked it on the other end. A chase down block like Mr. LeBron James would do.
That's championship level effort there.
A lot of guys love offense, but it's rare that you see a guy love to play on both ends like Langston does.
That's something Coach Mosley really pushes his guys to do, because when you get those easy opportunities on the fast break, it's usually created by a good defense. First free throw by Langston is good. 11 seconds left on the game clock. If he makes his second one, it'll extend it to an 11-point lead. Misses it. Winfrey grabs the rebound. 10 seconds left and ticking. Chain Gang fires up a three-pointer. Can't get it to go. Rebounded by Sanders, and that'll do it. There's the final horn, the final score in this one. ELAC 83, Pasadena City 73. Again, thanks for tuning in to ELAC basketball here on sportsnetusa.net. What were some of your biggest takeaways from tonight's victory for the Huskies?
Well, I like the way they met the challenge. Each time the challenge was presented to them, you know, they didn't try to get out of control and win it by themselves. They stayed with their team concept and basically pounded the boards and inside play.
I like that they started off relatively strong, too. We saw them get off to slow starts, maybe because they knew Rio Hondo and LA Trade Tech weren't the strongest opponents, but tonight they got off to a very strong start. Coach Mosley has to be proud of his team's effort tonight.
Oh, yeah. Great effort. You know, of course, as a coach, you always have something you want to work on. A little lazy on the cross-court passes, but everything else, I thought they played above par. And, hey, they played a good team. Pasadena's a good team. They're only going to get better by this. You know, they'll go home and dissect this and say, hey, what can we do here and there, which will help them in their second round. They'll be a playoff team.
Yeah, Pasadena City definitely built some confidence by hanging with ELAC. The final score here at the E-Rena, 83-73 in favor of your Huskies. The final home conference game for your Huskies is this upcoming Friday, 7 p.m. tip-off. Come out and support. As you mentioned, it was Coaches versus Cancer.
Yeah, come out at 5, see the women's game, and stay for the nightcap right here on sportsnetusa.net.
Yeah, as they honor both sophomores for the women's and the men's team here at the E-Rena. If you can't make it, you can always tune into the live stream on YouTube at sportsnetusa.net. I'm Noah Alvarez for Coach Turner and everyone here at ELAC. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you guys next time.